Trespass here. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to talk about air drying. Now, a lot of people say they can't air dry, their hair turns into a rough matted mess, and it's just never successful for them. And once again, as with co-washing, there are total secrets to air drying that you need to know to do it successfully. Once you have these secrets under your belt, you will be able to air dry anytime you want, not use heat, retain the moisture and the integrity of the hair by not damaging it with heat. The heat of a blow dryer is extremely damaging. So the secret to air drying, the number one secret, is that your hair has basically what I would call memory. So your hair will do what you're telling it to do. If you're letting your hair, fly free and blow in the wind and get tangled and matted, it's going to air dry that way. If you're telling your hair to lay flat and to go ahead and be silky and smooth, it will do that as well. My hair is still damp from the co-wash. So what I would do in order to air dry is I would go ahead and do some steps to make sure that my hair's memory was telling it to do what I want it to do. Now, I do for air drying what I would call a stovepipe method, and I call it the stovepipe because I have this stovepipe thingy. All this is a section of old exercise pants that's just cut, a 4-inch section from an old exercise pant, and that's because I have an open top and an open bottom, and I can, use it for many different things. But for the main thing about this is that it is a microfiber, so it's not going to absorb nutrients, it won't absorb moisture, it doesn't absorb my products. If you're using cotton to dry your hair off, a lot of your products and nutrients are probably getting eaten up by that cotton towel. So I just wouldn't recommend it. You can certainly block the main moisture from your hair, but once you've done that, you want to get that cotton towel away from your hair. Now, with the stovepipe method, the main thing you want to do is make sure your hair is fully detangled and smoothed. You want to make sure it's totally smoothed. Now, I will take and put the hair behind the ears. Make sure my crown is super smooth and flat. And I might even do this smoothing step for a couple of minutes or so. Once I've totally smoothed the crown and made sure that's laying down the way I want it to, taking advantage of the hair's memory, I will go ahead and, with the seam side out so you don't make any indentations in the hair, you want the flat seam on the inside. And you can get exercise pants, old ones, at Goodwill. I mean, you can get a pair of those for 99 cents and go ahead and cut yourself some of these stovepipes. The reason why this is good for air drying as well is because it's open in the top, and so air can circulate in there while you're still getting the benefits of it laying the hair down. Now, what I will do is I will take the stovepipe over the smooth crown and go ahead and pull that down. Make sure the hair is secured behind the ears. And then I will take all of the hair to the back. And I will go ahead and twist the hair. Just twist and twist and twist all the way down. And then you take that twisted hair and secure it under the top of the stovepipe and just press that down. Now this I will leave for the first hour of my air dry. Once I've left this on for the first hour of the air dry, then I can go ahead and remove it and, smooth the strands and let them dry the rest of the way. But by doing this for the first hour, I've trained the hair's memory to go ahead and lay down the way I want it to. If I want a curly scrunched look, then I don't need to do this. I'll just scrunch the hair into, big ringlets and let it air dry like that. But if I want a smooth, more sophisticated look, I'll go ahead and use this stovepipe method. Method number 2 that I like to use for air drying also incorporates the stovepipe. It's just the stovepipe with a simple bantu, and it's the same idea that you're getting the hair to lay down. So what I will do is smooth the crown again, place the hair behind the ears, place my stovepipe seams out over top of the crown, and then I take all the hair to the back again, and this time I'm going to twist, but I twist the hair around onto itself into a normal bantu knot. As I'm twisting, I'm coiling the hair around onto itself, and coil and coil and coil, and then secure that bantu under the stovepipe. Now then you would go ahead and let that, you would keep that on and let that dry for the first hour of your air dry. And then when you release that, the ends actually will have maybe a slight little bump to them. When they air dry totally, you might just like that look and not need to do anything else. If you have short hair or shorter hair, you can still use these methods. You just are simply going to be smoothing your hair into position, smoothing the damp hair into position, and applying the stovepipe. You won't have any ends to have to train, but these methods will work for you just as well. Now, my favorite method number 3 for air drying is a simple damp bun. This is just a simple figure 8 damp bun in the back. The crown doesn't have a stovepipe, it's just smoothed by the tension of the bun itself. So what I will do is smooth my crown, as with all the other methods, secure behind the ears, then I take my same stovepipe, coil it around once so it's like a big scrunchie. Then you're going to want to take and make sure the crown is smooth, and you will just figure 8, and then tuck that end in. And leave that to air dry for your first hour. Now this method actually is great for sleeping, and the damp bunning is really, really moisturizing and great for your ends. Just if you want to do that, spritz water on it, put some conditioner and other nutrients in there and do the damp bun. That is a really good way to give your ends a little treatment, on the weekend or whatever. Well, I hope you've enjoyed these methods for air drying. I hope your air drying is successful. Please join me again for Tress Buzz and visit tressbuzz.com.